Under the Blue Skies is the story of an ordinary man and his strive to be someone extraordinary. How he takes on the challenge of life with full gusto and grit, and yet life deceives him after a point. You know, it covers in the story of this man his various and complex family ties, the changing Indian scenario, the shift from the rural to the urban, and finally, how a man's psychological tussles, get the better of him. So it's a simple story, and tried to narrate it with as much honesty as I could. Please do read up and tell me. Thank you.
Thank you for making me feel so rich. Thank you. Okay. The book is, technically speaking, inspired by the life events of my late father. And whenever you wish to talk about something like this, two things come up immediately. One, that it's a life. And secondly, that it's a story. So, another two set of questions that come up, of course, is that how much of it is real life and how much of it is just imagined or fictionalized. Now, this narrative was actually made possible by following two parallel routes. By recounting that this is what happened, right? Which I knew that it did. But also by thinking as to how it must have happened. And in figuring out which, again, I'll have to admit that one's imagination and creativity are really, really put to test. Another primary thing that comes to mind and often troubles you when you talk about life narratives is that why this story? Why now? When the person in question, in fact, most of the people in question are no longer alive. See, the point is that people who go away never really leave the scene, in the sense that they have a very prominent afterlife. They live in memory, they live in thoughts and actions that they leave behind, and they live precisely in those reconstructions that the present lives keep doing. And I really feel that in that sense, the past is the present and the present is the past. It's very difficult to separate the two. Secondly, the question as to why I chose his story or this particular story in particular. Because number one, of course, I had lived and shared it as a character. And secondly, I found that it presents certain very compelling truths about life, The way life often gets overpowered and overshadowed by that entity called fate. And very often one feels that this challenge remains unsurpassed. And I also discovered in the process that the story I thought to be a single story was actually a conglomeration of many other life stories attached to him. Most importantly, that of my mother, my grandparents, even my great-grandfather, a person whom I had never seen or met, but who was such a great influence over his life. So to tell these stories, I had to undertake parallel journeys into all these lives. And I must say that I ended up discovering more truths than I thought I already knew. How did I did that? One, of course, through memory. I remember having long conversations with my father, which included everything under the sun, his childhood, his life, family, friends, life in general. And today I look at them as the greatest legacy that I received from him. We were very lucky to be existing in times when there were no spoilers to these conversations, no mobiles, no laptops, no other pressing engagements. And one thing that I really never ever heard him saying was that I'm busy or I don't have time. He was always available. Another tool that I used was, of course, talking to people who belonged to those phases of his life about which I knew very little. And this really helped me unearth a lot that had remained hidden even from us as family members. So the main challenge in this process was not just the reconstructing part, it was also setting down limits and boundaries to a story that I knew wasn't actually a story. And to do this, I had to forcibly separate myself from the character with whom I had shared so much. और ये सब करते करते अपनी कहानी कुछ इस तरह हुई कि पहले तो किरदार खड़े किए, उनमें जान डाली, फिर पता चला कि तो हाथ से ही निकल गए, तो हमारी बात ही नहीं सुनते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि बेचारा कहानीकार, जिसे हम बड़े खूबसूरत अंदाज में ओमनीसिएंट या ओमनीपोटेंट नैरेटर कहते हैं, वो बड़ा पावरलेस किस्म का जीव होता है।